As you know, our lesson got cut a little short yesterday due to a power outage, so I'm just going to go over the subtraction of matrices with you in class today, but just remember that the rule of subtraction is to add the opposite. So you would keep everything in the first grouping and rewrite as an addition by changing all the signs, and then once you have the addition, you can go ahead and add your one-to-one correspondence. We'll do a few in class today. Our next lesson is multiplication of real numbers, and there are a few rules we just need to know. The product of two real numbers with the same sign is positive, so you may recall writing this as a positive times a positive equals a positive, and a negative times a negative equals a positive. Same signs, positive product. If you have different signs or unlike signs, a positive times a negative or a negative times a positive, you'll get a negative product. There was one other very important rule when it comes to multiplication, and that's when you're dealing with more than two factors. There's a fast way to tell whether your product is going to be positive or negative, and that's simply by counting up how many negative factors are in that problem. If it's an even number of negative factors, you'll have a positive product. If it's an odd number, you'll get a negative product. For example, if I had -2 times -2 times -2 times -2, or -2 to the fourth power, 4 is an even number, so I already know that my product is going to be positive, and all I have to do is add up the numbers. Same is true as if I had -1 to the fifth power, I'd be multiplying that -1 by itself 5 times. 5 is an odd number, so my product would be negative. And we'll practice some of those problems in a few moments. Here are just some random questions for you to try. And again, we're dealing with real numbers, so toward the end you're going to see some fractions and some decimals, perhaps. So let's try these 10. And again, we'll give the answers in class. Knowing your rules with the first two, same signs, positive product, unlike or different signs, negative product. When you start moving into problems 3 and on, you have more than two factors, so you can use that rule to state whether it's positive or negative. Try these problems, and once again, since we are in person today, we'll go over the answers. And there are your 10 problems. We'll be ready to check. The final part of today's lesson involves products with variables. If you have variable factors, you're still going to multiply as if you would with same signs or unlike signs. If the signs are the same, you just multiply and you'll get 2x. I'm now multiplying, and I notice that I have one negative factor. 1 is an odd number, so my product's going to be negative. I'm going to multiply, and I get n times n times n. I get n cubed. -3 times n cubed. My next one, I see a power. I need to do that first. So -a squared is just going to be a squared. And then -1, or the opposite of that, will be a -a squared. This one says take y, multiply it by itself 4 times, so that's y to the fourth power. And this negative on the outside is telling you the opposite of, or multiply by -1, and there's your answer. So I'm keeping this video short since we do have a live session, and we'll go over these in class.